Chris, if we could start off by just talking about when you first moved here, just to get a little bit of brief background.
We moved here in 1987 from Cove Village, near the Methodist Church. And my children were quite young at the time, and they went to what was Mayfield School, which is now Cherrywood. The eldest one went straight into Oak Farm, and the others followed when they could, and they've more or less grown up here, and we're still here.
Yeah. What do you think are the main, thinking about what's changed over the years, what would you say are the main changes that you've seen in the time that you've been here since 1987?
To be honest, I think we used to have a lot of rowdy children. Now, this might not be what you want to hear, but we used to have a lot of rowdy children when my children were growing up around the estate. Now, all that seems to have gone now. And things are really quite peaceful.
Okay, so that's the thing that's got better.
Yes, yeah.
What else, if anything, has changed, if you think about it? Anything else? So it's quieter?
Yeah. Because until recently, I always used to be away from the estate all day. I worked in Aldershot, so I wasn't really around a lot except in the evenings.
Right. Okay, so during the day you're not sure?
No, I mean, I just wasn't around to know what went on during the day.
Yeah. Okay. How did you hear about the lottery grant? I mean, what, did you hear about it, on TV?
Through my husband.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't have known about it otherwise.
What was your initial reaction? What did you say when he told you?
Well, I asked him about it, and quite pleased that there was money going to be spent on the estate, because we do need, as someone said just now, when the estate was built, very few people had cars. Now there seems to be cars everywhere and nowhere to park them, so I suppose trying to find additional car parking would be quite good. And also the garages aren't big enough for modern cars, so it'd be quite good to improve the garages.
Okay. Why did you think they might have got the £1 million lottery grant? Were you surprised?
Yes, I was actually.
Why did you think they might have gotten it?
Because this is a very large estate, and in the past it hasn't had a very good reputation, especially Totland. I don't know, I assume someone must have put in for it, and that, it was obviously granted. Yeah. So
you mentioned that parking is a problem. Did you have any other sort of initial feelings as to where it might be spent, or how it would be put to good use?
Probably more facilities for children, more play areas.
Children and any other groups at all?
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether there's anything for the older residents of the estate. I don't know.
If I said to you, Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you or unhappy on a scale of 1 to 10 living on the estate, what would you say? What score would you give it?
8, I should think. It was.
Give it an 8?
Yeah, it's not a bad place to live. Where we are, anyway, it's very quiet.
Yeah.
We don't get any. We've got a lot of the Nepalese living around and about, and
how is that? How does that work?
Fine.
Yeah.
They seem really nice people, and they keep themselves to themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what would have to be to make it a 10, say for example? So you've given it quite a high score. What would have to be changed? What would change or be different to make you give it a 10 on the Prospect Estate?
I don't know, you caught me on the hop really.
Yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it, to get a score and then decide, what would we have to do to make it a 10 for you? Would there, to make a change perhaps in your life in some way, the way you live? I mean, obviously it's a good point if you can't think of anything immediately, because obviously it's meeting quite a lot of your needs.
Oh yes, yeah.
Do you tend to socialise on the estate?
No, I don't, to be honest.
Is that you don't generally, or is it that there's not a lot to do?
To be honest, my social life revolves around the Church of the Good Shepherd.
Okay.
So I'm quite involved with things there. So
you've got things to do.
Yeah.
On that front.
Yeah, and I haven't got involved with it yet, but they do a lot with the Nepalese down at the church. So.
Is that something that you wanted to pursue?
I may do. I've already been asked by Carol if I could help. So I may do, but I don't know yet.
What do you do for sort of leisure? If you say you're going to socialise or you're going to have a leisure activity, what do you tend to do?
I quite like gardening. I play badminton up at St Peter's Church Hall, the parish centre.
Right. Okay.
Been doing that for a number of years.
Yeah. Would you ever go, for example, to cinema or theatre? Or
I do actually. I do occasionally go to the cinema or the Princess Hall.
Yeah.
Obviously they haven't got anything like that in Farnborough at the moment. So you can't really stay in Farnborough for that sort of activity.
Do you drive, Chris?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, so public transport is not a problem?
Well, it's not. I mean, I've got a bus pass now, so I do occasionally use it. I know when I was at work, a lady that I worked with, she had a car, but she decided to start using her bus pass. And she actually had to pay to get into Aldershot because she couldn't use her bus pass early enough.
Oh, I see.
So, but she could use it on the way home.
Right.
So it would be quite good if we could use bus passes earlier than... But I imagine that's why they don't allow it, so people don't use them for work. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose there's a band of time when it's less busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you seem to be, you get out and about quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah. I gave up, the work gave me up last October when my boss retired.
So what will you do with your, you've got, you're free now, aren't you? But, I just wondered what your plans were to sort of, as you, get older, what are your plans to...
I don't know really, I haven't...
It's hard to think,
I haven't got any cut and dried plans, to be honest,
yeah.
at the moment.